Hey everybody, Raven here, and today we're going to talk about what's going on with silver and gold in the precious metals market, ladies and gentlemen. First of all, stay educated, informed, watch what is actually going on versus getting caught up in any type of FOMO or clickbait stuff that is leading you in the wrong direction. I'm not going to put people's names out there because I don't think that's really fair, but there's a lot of clickbaity stuff and a lot of information that, quite frankly, is not 100% accurate. Right now, what we are probably experiencing after one of the biggest crashes historically ever seen in the silver market is what they call a dead count bounce scenario. Now, what they mean is, when things go up really high and things fall from a really high height, they bounce up. And so they call that a dead cat bounce. Now, here's the thing. You look at the market and you say to yourself, Raven, gold's gone up 5.5% almost. Silver's up almost 10%. Mind you, silver was at its absolute low not too long ago at about $74. Now, the way that Kitco and other companies do their ratios and everything is that low and that high keeps moving on a couple day basis. So that where it says 79 is the low is literally not the absolute low that we've seen recently, and 88 of course is not the highest high. But what happens technically is that, again, when you have a asset go to a huge climb like silver did and then it drops with a really rapid decline as well, you get this bounce effect where it goes back up. And then what you have to be really cognizant of is if that is actual market movement that makes sense, or is this bounce going to go back down again? That's why I'm saying you have to stay informed. You really have to watch what's going on. Um, you know, when silver hit its all-time low the other day for recent times, um, I didn't jump on here and make a video about the crash. I figured a lot of people, like myself and others, knew it was coming, and it's one of those things. It's pretty inevitable with precious metals, especially silver, because historically it's done it with the Hunt brothers happened in 1980, again when 2009 when it shot up to 40 something dollars and then crashed back down to $8-9 an ounce. This is something that has historically repeated itself. So when you are involved in precious metals and especially silver and gold, you really need to watch the trends. Don't take people's advice as full expert information just simply because they make a really good thumbnail or they know how to play this bounce back and forth game. Because one thing I noticed that was really interesting is you'll see a video say, well, silver's going to the moon, it can't be stopped, it's going to go to $200 an ounce. I know it is. I saw a guy say he'll stake his reputation on 1,200 an ounce silver. Now, based on what? Based on because it moved a little bit, it's one of those things where a lot of what you see on YouTube is clickbait. A lot of it's fear mongering kind of stuff. I see a lot of thumbnails and stuff that draw you in, and you know what? We all have to do it. That's part of the game of being on YouTube. Is you have to have thumbnails that attract people to your product, basically, because everybody's an independent business trying to fight and scratch out to get whatever they can, their views, and build their niche in the market. But I am telling you, ladies and gentlemen, is one of those things that you really got to be cognizant of is what's going to happen. Is silver really going to truly stay on this now, $8 bounce up and not slide back down? Because if you look at what we're seeing in the markets, it's really kind of a scary thing because gold went super high and lost $500 in literally just 2 days. Silver went from 120 plus down to 74. So for people to make these claims that, hey, silver's on a recovery, I see it now, it's time to buy. Well, technically, your time to buy would have been at 74, 75, 76, because you would have already recovered quite a bit from that. You would have gotten, like the chart says here, you would have recovered literally $8 roughly, more than that. But because that only takes it down to 79. So you would have literally almost $10 you would have recovered if you bought at the exact perfect right time. If you'd bought at 74, you'd have been even higher. I know sometimes people say, well, Raven, that's simple math. Yeah, I'm talking from the hip, just being an open and honest person with you guys, seeing things the way that have naturally occurred over time versus just, literally seeing people, like I said, silver's going to the moon. Silver crashed, what's next? This is the answer. And then turning around saying, it's recovered. It's time to buy right now. For one, if you're not a financial advisor and you don't have a financial advisor's license, you can get in a lot of trouble telling people what to do with their money. If you notice, I tell you, stay informed, make educated decisions, base them off real information and things that you see versus I'm telling you to buy it. I'm not. I'm not a financial advisor. I don't have a license. I am just a man that has literally collected silver and precious metals and coins since I was a little boy. I've watched this market do crazy things, and every time silver eventually goes to a point where it drives people out of the stacking and even numismatic side of things because they get so disenfranchised with what's happened. It's really important. I'm going to say it again. Stay informed. Other than that, I love silver. I love gold. I really enjoy investing into it because it has done things that have changed my life in the right times. And if you're strategic, it can change yours. If you want to correspond, it's ravenhawkcoins@gmail.com. Our P.O. Box is 721296, Norman, Oklahoma, 73070. Like always, please make sure to take care of one another. We'll see you real soon. Ravenhawk Coins, have a great day.